Alright, hello everybody, and welcome on back to some When Login Issues Strike Minecraft Musings. Oh, there's the oven, so a little bit wasteful. In about 10 to 15 minutes we'll put the pizza in, and then by the time this video is done, we'll have a pizza. So yes, the oven is going to be running a little bit. So, anyways, yeah, where we left off last time, we were exploring this map section, which is the section directly west to the main section. So I'm just realizing, so if I go south, okay, yeah, so origin is at the top, like the northeast corner of this map. So, um, anyways, so yeah, so we were doing some musings, some travel musings, and every time I'd come across an idea I thought was useful, I wrote it down, and we're gonna just have a collection of these things. Now, I'm gonna keep trying to figure out how to duplicate things. I might just look it up, I don't know. I'm just pretty lazy about that, and I don't even know why. In fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. So this is how fast you can do it. Can you duplicate a book? Alright, so, hmm. Guess we're gonna go ahead and use something else. There we go. Can you duplicate book and quill? There we go. Okay, how to copy books. Okay, so there's a short video. Okay, actually, yeah, let's just watch the video.
So now, for this you'll need two book and quills. The first one needs to be the book and quill that has your writing in it, so make sure you write all of the text out on this book and quill. You then want to go ahead and sign and name the book and quill, as you can only copy signed books. However, you cannot edit a signed book in Minecraft, so make sure you are 100% happy with the book before you sign it. Then you need an empty book and quill as well, and what you want to do is you want to go into your inventory or into a crafting table, and you want to go to the crafting grid. At the crafting grid, simply place in your signed book, and then place in the empty book as well, and this will create a copy of your book. Now, you can have this in any order. The crafting recipe doesn't really matter. As long as it's got these two items in it, it doesn't really matter which order or which shape you have it in.
Okay, cool. So there you have it. So you can copy a book, it just has to be written. I mean, well, signed and sealed, basically. Once you sign a book, you can't edit it anymore, like that person was saying. So that guy was saying. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna continue to explore. Oh yeah, I love jungles. And it's kind of interesting. We've got like desert, we've got jungle, we've got mountain, we've got like all sorts of different. Ooh, and actually, as I think about that, I need to keep an eye out for spruce, which I think we actually already passed some, or whichever the. Now I'm kind of having a hard time remembering. Because those are jungle trees, these are oak, we got birch are the white ones. I want to say spruce are the ones that you can plant a 2x2 and get a massive amount of lumber quick. Just kidding, wood. Morning, Wood. I had a teacher in high school named Mr. Wood, and people would write that on his dry erase board a lot. Just like, so then he'd come into class, like, oh, ha ha ha, I haven't heard that one before. Like, you know, and these guys do this, teachers do that years on end, year after year, having new kids come and go, all with their own cheeky shenanigans. Like, we also used to put the trash can in front of his door, and he kind of hated it. Like, sometimes he would just, I think it was because he was like, it was interrupting the class. Like, someone would knock on his door, and then it would just be for a trash can there, and like, although it wasn't the fact that there was a trash can there, it was the fact that he was getting interrupted for not, I don't know. I can definitely see it in hindsight, but at the time I was like, I don't, oh, okay, actually, this is kind of, I don't know if that's worth it. It's a very steep drop. I was gonna go over to the side, that side, but even that, Well, yeah, it is a lot of iron. All right, let's go. We gotta go around the tree. So, hmm, still looks dangerous. Oh, there we go. Well, in that case. All right, now let's get that iron. If there's one piece there. Gotta love the music of this game. All right. Hmm. There we go. Okay, now the other ones were over there somewhere. Yeah, there's one, and then there's like a group. There we go. I mean, four that you can just see, and usually they're in clusters like that. Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, we're talking religion and politics, and let's actually go ahead and get into some foreign policy. I mean, America. It's amazing that we point our finger at so many places. Same with England. Like after all of the blood on our hands over the years and years of history, and it's no secret too. Like I mean, now that we have the internet and the whole world can talk to each other, histories are being shared. I mean, granted, there's still a lot of censorship, like China especially, but I believe Russia has quite a bit. Um, which it's counterproductive. Well, North Korea too. Definitely a lot of censorship. Like I think I said it last episode, the dude says he talks to dolphins. At least that's the rumor. So and oh, actually this might. Gotta be careful with the lava so close. Okay. Well, I guess that was it. Ah, I see quite a bit more actually. Okay, I think there's a couple up there. There's one over there. There's some right here. In fact, where are we at? Yeah, we're almost at a full stack. Let's go ahead and fix that. We don't need chicken. Okay. Ugh. What do we have for politics? World politics, transparency, communication, and inclusion. Let's actually go ahead and let's do every election. Election. I don't know how to just explain that better than transparency, communication, and inclusion. So like every election for every country. Needs to be published. Let's see, which is actually the case because I just watched the Taiwan elections, um, which, I mean, China's still saying that there is no independent Taiwan. This is more like a state, not a country. And I think the guy that got elected, or the person that got elected, is not one of China's favorites. He's more of a separatist. Um, let's do MFA, or multi-factor. Let's spell it out. Multi-factor authentication. multi-factor authentication, protecting each vote. Protecting each voter. There you go. Protecting, accounting, and auditing. Because we're already there. If you're a registered Democrat or a registered Republican auditing, then it's known information. Like someone in the government can see if you're a registered Democrat or a registered Republican. Now, if you're an independent or an unregistered, then I think state by state there's different rules, but I think it's harder and you can't vote in the primaries, I think, is the only real catch. So I don't know. So I mean, if you're independent, that makes sense that you might want a little more privacy to your vote. But if you're already registered one way or the other, there's no privacy to your vote. I'm sorry. So, and even if you were in between, like, there are no punishments from the government, no special treatment, no any of that based on which way you vote. So I mean, it's almost right up there with the argument of like, why do we need to be so patriotic when other countries are literally starving and dying and we can, still say we're really great, but for all that's worth, fluffing our egos, but at the same time, kind of like the Olympics, how year after year after year, I don't think we've ever lost. Never lost in Olympics. Like, we've always got the highest medal count, at least in my lifetime. And it's not even close. Like, it's always America first, and then usually Russia, then China. Or China, then Russia. Or, like, I think sometimes they switch around, but, like, it's actually maybe it's China second a lot, but anyways, my point being is bragging rights and boasting are all fine and good for a while, but it's when it starts to get too out of hand where it's like, and that's indicative of all of the Americans and the way that we conduct business and so on and so forth. All right, let's see. So we have a few going on here. Ooh. I guess a lot of it is just like we're getting better, but we're still just like such a rowdy, like, spin-off of England, which is already pretty rowdy. The entire country of Australia was like a prison colony or a penal colony. So, it's. I mean, thankfully we're going back and fixing quite a bit of. Wow, we're really. Oh, look at all that. Oh, this is really getting down into the nitty-gritty. Let's do it. We're exploring, we're spelunking. Alright, I'm curious if there's another way. It's like if we could break through to the water, and actually before we go too far down, there is a good chance that I'll get lost. Okay, a little like, there we go. We can always swim up that. I don't know where that goes though. I think we came from over there. So that might even be another way up. Careful, you're gonna get burned. Ah! Sorry, I'm right in front of the kids, Mom. Remember, they're not real. This isn't. Okay, that was diabolic. I just burned the lamb. Sheep. Anyways, let's go down. Politics. All right. I can get down. Or can I, actually? That's like threading the needle. Whew. Okay. Alright. Jeez, if there's a Minecraft, like, like, God judging in the background, like, oh my gosh, what did they do? And then, oh, those are axolotls killing those things. Oh, we're actually at about 15 minutes. 15 minutos. So, let's hop over here. Like, we're gonna go get that iron. Where did that iron go? Alright. Okay. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna go put the pizza in. We're gonna just squat right here in this nice little drip cave. I will be right. Alright. Now we got twice the alarms for when it's time to be done. Okay. So let's continue on and get the iron. So basically, the main thing I want to talk about in politics is Russia, China, and the U.S. because those are like the main ones at the end of the day that really matter. Like the rest of the countries, yes, they're important, but they're not the ones with their fingers on the trigger of basically the doomsday device. Iran tried to be, and China and Russia are absorbing countries to try to expand that, just like NATO. I mean, we got to remember that a lot of this stuff that we're accusing the quote unquote other side, the adversaries of doing, we're doing. So I mean, but at the same time, I guess really the censorship is the big piece because if you can actually communicate to the people about their country what's going on, I mean, then it'd be much easier to change things around and make it a little more progressive. And really, that's just so it prevents stagnation and corruption. That's the main thing. At the end of the day, oh wow, I had this whole, I definitely had space. Anyway, because like Putin's a great example. I think he's the richest, or no, Jeff Bezos might have become. Wait a minute. We're gonna do another thing. We're gonna look up richest person on the world, or just richest person. Because I want to say it's Jeff Bezos. I just saw the Jack Forge, which is one of my tech buddies on X app, formerly known as Twitter. Richest person in the world. Jeff Bezos. Okay, so oh, billionaires list. There we go, from Forbes. Actually, I had a thing from Forbes. Huh. Who are the Waltons? Oh, those are millions. All right, hold on. So the Bernard Arnault and family are worth 226 billion. Elon Musk is 198 billion. Jeff Bezos is 195. I think this is a little outdated. But yeah, the Bernard Arnault and family. So that's a family. So that's like a group. Zuckerberg at like 100. I don't know. It's all these billions. Anyways, sorry, I'm just reading it. But Warren Buffett 132 billion. Bill Gates 126 billion. My point being is, well, I kind of just poked holes in my own point, didn't I? None of those were Vladimir Putin. That's what I was looking for. I wonder if those are the wealthiest Americans versus the wealthiest people. I don't know. But either way, Putin got a nice cushy job. 20 some years of that. Um, I don't know. The point of democracy and the thing that's drilled into our heads from a young age at America to try to explain some of the thinking behind what our government's been doing. Not all of it. I mean, I definitely can't vouch for all of it. And I mean, I kind of can. A lot of it's just business is business, unfortunately, and war is a business as much of it as anything else. And that's where we're at. We make a lot of money, specifically companies like Halliburton, and even I worked for an aerospace company that had some of that, but like, oh, well, nice, we're already there. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so, um, oh, I was missing some of this stuff. But anyways, we do need full transparency, and I say that with the elections because then it is the will of the people. It's the will of, I mean, it's trusting the average person, no matter where you live, whatever country you're in, to have a say in your country. And that's basically a God-given right by a lot of people is just like having autonomy or being able to speak for yourself or being an adult, like however you want to say it, but it should be reflected in a vote. One say, one person. I mean, we've already seen what happens when you start to break things up with three-fifths clause. Like, it's demeaning, it makes people seem like animals, it's dehumanizing, and it's evil. We can't be doing that. You know, same with taking votes away from women. That really, whew, that really bothered me when I first heard one of my friends say that. And I still kind of consider him a friend. He's not talking to me, but I get a lot of that actually from both sides. Like, you know, I mostly debate heavily on the Democratic side, but at the same time, even I've had some Democrats stop talking to me. It's like, or, you know, people who vote Democrat be like, oh no, you're too radical for me, or you're too, you know, you're not on board with things, I guess. I don't know. And I remember another discussion, sorry, talking about like Rainbow Mafia and all this and how LGBTQ and then all of the extra like 50 signs and they keep tacking on more things are a lot like NATO and BRICS, how it's like, you know, if you now have beef with one, you have beef with everyone, and it's like, oh, geez, you know, I just have an issue with this small part over here, like most of humanity does, like Protestant religions and Catholicism, Islam, and how it's already split up into two main camps. And my roommates in college were actually of the Smahili variety, which was a completely different. I don't even know what they believed in more. I mean, like I've said before many a time, we've talked about it, and like Islam in general is basically the same as Christianity. Like it's trying to guide humanity to a profitable and prosperous way of living, peace, so everybody can enjoy that way of living, um, etc., etc. So, not worth killing over for sure. And whoever or whatever created us, I still think it's just, well, I don't know. My brain can't even comprehend that because we don't know. We can only see so far in space, and from what we've seen, you know, it's X, Y, and Z, and then, yeah. We don't know. It could be the Men in Black idea where there are a bunch of marbles, you know, or like it could be a giant sandwich. That's why I like things like Rick and Morty because I mean they just explore all these different possibilities, and any of it could be true. It could be a simulation. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson. What was it? I'm trying to remember. It's like a 6 or 8 minute video on simulations and virtual reality and whether or not, oh man, whether or not we're living in a simulation. And so I'm trying to remember. He said something that kind of makes it to in either or. Like we're not to the point where we can make perfect simulations yet. So we're either the last in line or we're the only one or something like that. So it's a one or the other. Whereas if we were to the point where we could actually make simulations that were realistic, which we're not far off. I mean, with artificial intelligence, we're training it kind of better than a human because it's able to recall and remember much more than we can. And then, so it's almost like human thinking is intention or is flawed to the point where it's, you know, you're going to surpass human learning with machine learning very quickly because you're able to study a lot more data sets and a lot faster. Wow, I really should, I wonder if I can, I do not have any wood. I was going to say, like, if I could just, we'll get rid of the leather. I like this, though. We got a lot of iron coming from this. This is going to be good. We're basically destroying the mountain from within, but we're taking a lot of iron. And that's the sad reality of the real world, like mining. My dad was a mining foreman, actually, but worked in mines several years up in Leadville. Both my parents did, actually. That's how they met. They met in a mine. Um, so, yeah. People of the earth, hard-working, salt of the earth type people, so. And military. Oh, at least my dad. I mean, but that was one of the arguments of someone that they were like, well, and my buddy too. He didn't think women should vote, and that's just ridiculous. Like what are we back in the 50s or 60s or whatever that was? Women's suffrage. It was a big deal. I mean, because women weren't able to vote up until like last century. I mean, over half of our country's history, women couldn't vote, right? Like 1776, it's about 250, not quite 300, because 300 would be 2076. So, yeah, we're about 50 away from, so 250, and they got it in, what, let's say in 1920. It's already like 150 years, so right there, over half of this country's history, Actually, wait, here I have a calculator right here. Literally, I have a physical one. Oh, wait, I think I had to have this for my accounting class because it couldn't be a graphing calculator that could save things. All right, so 1776. It is 24 minus 1776. 248. So yeah, almost exactly 250. And um, when did let's look it up. We're doing these things. We're using the Googles. Google is awesome. Now, and I remember a TV commercial where you could call in and get the answer. Also, wait, real quick. I was gonna say, okay, whatever. It's not the richest people in the world. Those are, I don't know. Let's see. Putin's net worth. Okay, there we go. Putin's net worth rivals Elon Musk, but cobweb of bank accounts assets hides actual value. It's between 70 billion and 200 billion. All right, there you go. So earlier we were talking about why, I mean, maybe America has more billionaires and all that, but let's see. Now, women's suffrage movement. Beginning the mid-19th century, several generations of women's suffrage supporters lectured, wrote, marched, lobbied, and practiced civil disobedience to achieve what many Americans considered a radical change in the Constitution, guaranteeing women the right to vote. All right, the 19th Amendment in the National Archives. Let's see, do we have a year on this? I'm sure we do somewhere, but let's see. World War I already. There's the beginning of the... Okay, wait, what? What year 19th Amendment? 1920. Okay, so never mind. That's a lot older than I thought. All right, never mind. Color me corrected. So 1920, which means out of those 250, 20, 24 minus 1920, 104. So still less than half. Less than half of this country's history, women have had a say in our government, a say in what goes on, of whether we go to war, of whether this and that, like, you know. And then we started getting women senators, which took a while, and representatives. And now, well, unfortunately, you got people like Bobert's not really making women look too great. Like she's saying, I mean, she's a leader. She was an elected leader, so that she's got that going for her. But, you know, like, I just keep thinking of that video I saw with her reciting some stuff out of the old Bible, and one of the things was women are lesser vessels. Like, and actually, I don't even know if that was the Bible or if it's like some other scriptures or I don't know. There's other things. But my point being is it's more of a religious viewpoint that women are lesser vessels or inferior to men. Now, upper body, yeah, maybe on average, but not enough to be significant. Now, lower body though, easily women are stronger than men. Like I mean, it's just the way that our bodies are built on average. Now, not all. I mean, of course, there's always exceptions to the rule, but there's a general trend of for women. And here's a great example. So in yoga, I did yoga once with an ex, and there was this position. I don't remember what it was, but and I have pretty good upper body strength, you know, and I thought pretty decent lower body too. I was just struggling on a lot of the yoga. And then there was this one that was all upper body, and I just killed it. Like, I mean, and I'm not in great shape by any means, but it was just like, you know, I did really well, and she did not. I mean, and you could see that she was struggling with it, and that's what she said. She's like, well, yeah, that one's more required, or yeah, that one requires upper body strength, and so. I mean, and that's not all I'm basing that off of. It's a lifetime of observations and being in weights and games classes. Like, you know, women's legs are powerful on average. You gotta, you know, but anyways, and that's not the mold. And I've seen women with upper body strength that makes me just, yeah, way better than me. So like, I'm not trying to say anything like that. Like I'm stronger than a lot of women. No, it's not true. So, and either way, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day because with voting should be. Oh, oops. All right, so there's one alarm, which means the pizza's not far behind. So, all right, well, ta-ta for now. I'm gonna take a break, eat some pizza. I'm gonna collect this real quick. Okay. Oh, so much iron. Look at all that. One, two, three, four, five, six, almost 7 stacks. That is crazy. Alright, well, ta-ta for now. I will see you all in the next one, and we will continue to explore this cave that we got sidetracked in. Way deep. I can't even see the sky anymore. And then we'll continue to explore the map. So, ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one. Oh, there's the oven.